I'm finna give y'all 3 things real quick, you know what I'm saying, that y'all need to be more intentional about in your life. And I honestly feel like a lot of us overlook these things. A lot of us feel like, they'll always be there, or that, you'll always have time, right? And I feel like that's one of the biggest mistakes that any one person can make. And I'm also a victim of making these 3 mistakes myself. Just overlooking them and taking things for granted, because it's like you have to remember every single person doesn't have these things, right? So yeah, with that being said, man, we're gonna hop straight into it. 3 things that I feel like you may be overlooking and you need to be more intentional about. Boom. Number 1. Hold on, y'all, I got it on my notes real quick. Whoa, I just heard myself still connected to the damn speaker in the bathroom. Hold on, man. I just got out of the bathroom, y'all. I just finished showering and shit a few minutes ago. Hold on. All right, there we go. So yeah, 3 things that I feel like you need to be more intentional about in your life. Number 1, strictly, is God. I feel like you guys need to understand that in the Bible, it says multiple times that God appreciates intentionality, right? God appreciates the people that seek him, the people that, come to him and show him with their actions that they are faith driven, that they trust in him in every single way, and that they will follow him even when things get confusing. It emphasizes that he appreciates when you choose to trust him even when you don't know the next step, right? And I feel like a lot of times we overlook these things, right? Because we think like, hey, sometimes as young people, we have so much time, right? We can always get right with God at a certain point, right? And I need us to understand that that's not necessarily true. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's plenty of young people that, knock on wood, God forbid, there's plenty of young people that lose their life extremely young. There's plenty of people that don't get the opportunity to get right with God, get right with whatever higher power you believe in. Let me specify that, because although I may be Christian, I respect all belief systems, and I know that all of you guys may believe in your own individual thing, right? So whatever higher power that you choose to believe in, mine specifically is Christianity, you know what I'm saying? I feel like whatever you believe in, you need to take the time to be very intentional with it, and just build your personal relationship with Jesus Christ, or your higher power specifically, whatever that may be. I know that I'm Southern Baptist, right? That's the denomination of Christianity that I am, and one of the things that we emphasize, right? I know like Catholics are very strong on, following the Bible specifically, and like different denominations of Christianity, they emphasize on different points, right? And I know as Southern Baptists that one of the main things that we emphasize is also reading our Bible, getting into your word, but mainly having a personal relationship with God, right? Like, yes, you should show up to church. Yes, you should do all of these things, because that's also a part of being intentional. But another part of it is having a direct personal relationship with God, right? You need to pray to him. You need to talk to him all the time. He's always talking to you. Just make sure that, your ears are open, that you're able to listen, right? And I feel like this can show up in your life in various different ways. Me specifically, I feel like the things that I do to try to be a bit more intentional with my faith is I do a Bible study every single night, right? If y'all have seen my video about routine, then y'all know I stick to a block schedule, right? I have different things and activities plotted out for every single part of my day that I do every single day. And one of the big parts of my block schedule is Bible study. I make sure that I have at least a 45-minute Bible study. Sometimes it's 30 minutes, sometimes it's an hour, you know what I'm saying? It varies, but it's usually around that 45-minute mark. a 45-minute window to just study the word, and be very intentional about it. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, y'all. It sounded like somebody was like hammering or some shit, or like knocking on the door or something. I don't think that's my apartment though. But yeah, you guys. So number one, I feel like you should be more intentional with God. Number two, I feel like you need to be a bit more intentional with is your relationships, right? And when I say relationship, right now in this moment, I'm speaking specifically about boyfriend, girlfriend, type relationships, right? Like standard relationships. I feel like a lot of times we also take our partner for granted. A lot of times I feel like, you know what I'm saying, we don't give it the attention that it should, right? And just to tie it back into the Bible says when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing, right? And you know what I'm saying? That's just huge to me, because a lot of guys don't understand that we aren't just here to look at women as pleasure, right? From a lustful eye. We aren't supposed to just look at women from that lens, right? Because when you find a wife, you find a good thing. So yeah, I definitely feel like you need to be more intentional with that relationship. You need to water it. Like, you need to, you know what I'm saying, sow into it. You need to go on dates. You need to, you know what I'm saying, set specific time to just enjoy your partner, because at any moment, you know what I'm saying, you guys could break up. It could all be gone and done with, you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like being present and in the moment and where you are, be where your feet are in that moment, and sow into your relationship every single day. You feel me? Like, something small goes a long way, whether that's just sending a text like, hey, I love you, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm thinking about you, I hope you have a good day today, you know what I'm saying? Or whether that is going on dates or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's different for everybody, but I definitely feel like a lot of us overlook that when we're in relationships, and we just take it for granted because it's like, oh, this is my partner, this is my girlfriend, this is my boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, I feel like we need to be a bit more intentional about that. Last but not least, man, I feel like we need to be more, and this one hits me hard because I personally struggle with this a decent amount. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we need to be more intentional with family and friends, right? What do I mean when I say that? I mean, I personally, you guys, have a bad problem of not reaching out to my family, not calling or texting, you know what I'm saying, until they call or text me, right? And I've said it multiple times, like, I feel like I'm not the greatest friend, right? I feel like I'm not the greatest family member, and I'm working on that every single day, but I need them to know and understand that it's never personal, it's never intentional, right? I just have such big goals, and this may sound like a quote, but it's genuinely how I feel. I have such big goals and such big things that I'm chasing and trying to achieve every day. It just seems like I don't, not necessarily I don't have the time, I don't find the time, I don't set aside the time to just check in every now and then, just pull up to my parents' house every now and then, you know what I'm saying, just send a text or call my baby sister every now and then. And it's the same thing with friends, like, you know what I'm saying, friends will reach out to me, and I don't necessarily always reach out to them first, and that isn't really okay, you know what I'm saying? I feel like if you're going to be a good friend, a good family member, then it's supposed to be two-sided, like, you know what I'm saying? No relationship is supposed to be a one-way street, you feel me? It should go both ways. Both of you guys should be calling, texting, checking up on each other, like, even a simple text like, hey, I was thinking about you, I hope you're okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, that goes a long way, and that's something I'm personally working on too, you guys. But yeah, those are 3 things I feel like you guys should be more intentional about in your life. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and yeah, man, I'm running late to this family dinner, so I'm gonna see y'all in the next one.